Listen, oh shit, it's recording. I was lit. Who's ready to do some podding? I'm ready to do some podding. You, Neek, ready to do some podding? That's how I know I'm getting old. I'm ready to have kids because I'll be having the corniest jokes. Also, for the first time ever, we'll intro the podcast here in a second. First time ever, I actually watched one of our podcasts. Like I sat and watched the whole thing after I uploaded it last time. Why don't you tell me I spoke mad fast? Like I need to slow it down a little bit because I was watching it and I was like, damn, I'm having trouble understanding what I'm saying myself. No wonder our views dropped every. No wonder our episode views dropped every episode. They can't understand the shit I'm saying.
I can't help that I'm used to this. How long have I known you?
I try to do the math in my head, but I'm always wrong. Like 17, 18 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm. You've been talking like this your whole existence that I've known
you. Y'all should have like tased me or something. Anyways, it's gonna be one of the episodes. No. It's gonna be one of the episodes again today. Yes. Good morning and welcome to the We'll Figure This Shit Out Later podcast. Episode. I mistitled the last one. No wonder we ain't got no fucking views. They probably thought it was the same episode twice. This is episode 6. I gotta fix. Hold on, let me fix this real fast. No wonder we ain't get no views on it. This is episode 6.
Okay.
I am the co-host Darion. Accompanied here by me is the brown, blessed, and highly favored Unique.
I am dead, but go ahead.
It's gonna be one of them. I can already tell it's one of them podcasts.
Brown and blessed. I have to change my Twitter name.
And highly favored. Highly favored. Go ahead and put that in the bio. I'm saying I'm highly favored, but all these niggas hate me, so
dead.
I can't say that. We had 9 views in the last podcast. It's gone down gradually, and I'm not too surprised. They always say that like you'll never get support from the people that are around you. Like, I get a lot of views. I get a gang of views on these. I get like on Snapchat. I get like 100 and something views on the story, and like that does not reflect the views. I have the analytics. I would say
okay.
I'd say you niggas is fake, but anyone watching it isn't fake because y'all are watching it. But hey, look. But that's what they say. They say you'll never get support from, the people that know you best. You always got to go outside, and people that don't even know you will support you more than people that are super close to you. I know 2 people that watch religiously. One of them, that nigga, he called me the next day after hey, let me go ahead and debate everything you was talking about on there.
Oh gosh.
Get the fuck out of here.
Talking about too. I know you're talking about
Steven. Every fucking podcast call me to debate with some shit. Just call in, Steven. Call in. I'm gonna get him on here one day.
So you should do that one day. Let him have
if I could. The issue is the time. The time in which he could do it because he's at work normally while we try and record, and so
we can do a special episode for Steve-O.
Well, listen,
we'll change it. Well, it won't even be a Monday. It could be a whole different day to work on his schedule. How about that?
He's available Friday and Saturday nights.
Well, I'm free. He got some topics he want to talk about. Get off his chest. Let's do it.
Shit, hold on. Matter of fact, we ain't gonna do it tonight, but I'm gonna call him and set it up. See if he answers his phone.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, you got 2 seconds?
What's up?
You're live on the podcast. Don't incriminate me or you. Friday or Saturday night, would you like to do a special edition and call in?
Friday or Saturday night?
Friday or Saturday night.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna call you. We'll sit up. We'll get more information later. I'll call you later. We'll get because I can see what type of time you want.
No, you're good. Okay.
All right, I'll let you later. See, he ain't on. Anyways, all right. I'll let you lead. You have the list. Everyone liked you leading more than they did me. Apparently, I talked too much. You can go in order. You can go out of order. Whatever you feel like. And any topics that you think, please add them in because I don't know what's been going on. Darion been busy. I've been booked and busy.
With this first one, with this updated list. Well, not the first one. It's my issue with toll roads and the speed limit. Let's talk about it.
Oh shit!
What got you hot?
Man, listen, I was riding down to Texas with a buddy of mine a few weeks ago, and you get on I-35, you like to drive 135. Well, I do. I don't know about the rest of the world.
Okay.
I probably got an average speed of like 100, 105 on I-35. Like, when I get on 35, I get cooking. I don't know what y'all do when y'all get on 35, but there you get to moving. And I was like, I understand we have speed limits, and I get why we do. Dang, the cop's out. But I feel like on toll roads where I got to pay to drive on the highway, I feel like you should just cut the speed limit. Fuck it.
Like make it non-existent.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. No. Yeah, no speed limit. I don't feel as though, because you know what it is. I've done the research into this. Because I'm a car person. I'm a car guy. Reading into the Autobahn, the average speed on the unrestricted parts of the Autobahn is like 88. Like there isn't a speed limit, and the average speed is 88 miles an hour. Nigga, I go 88 down Sports Complex. Like,
I know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but and so I feel like if they're not really doing that much speeding when they can, if you don't get that shit the fuck out, like just at least on toll road, just let me go however fast I want. And it wasn't too long ago, I say that, we weren't born, whenever like Nevada and Montana didn't have speed limits. It was into the late 80s before they finally had a statewide speed limit. Now in Montana, it was during the daytime. There wasn't one, and then at night they had they had a speed limit at nighttime. But during the daytime, do whatever you want. And so I'm just saying, if I'm gonna pay to be on the road, because y'all ain't using it to fix the fucking highways. I know y'all aren't. Them highways are shit.
They've been out of construction since we've been born. What you talking about?
And so all the money y'all are collecting, at least let me just. If I want to go 160, let me go 160. Because in Germany, whenever you speed and if you get into a wreck and they can, show, hey, look, you were going, they have a suggested speed limit of 80 miles an hour. Anything 80 or 85, y'all can fact check me, get on Google. Anything over than that, it's fine, it's legal, but you may be held more liable in the event of a car crash if they can prove that you were going over the speed limit or their suggested speed limit.
Yeah. So is it like they just throw fines on you? What you saying? Because you cut out.
You're more liable.
Oh, okay.
In the event.
So how about here? You're saying just pretty much get rid of it. And you're talking about the max because they got the max and the min. Would you keep the min? Because I feel like for me, there'd be some people out there playing like they scared to get on the highway. You have ran into them, whether it be here or Texas. But I mean, like I feel like that
they shouldn't have a license.
Well, I mean, you eventually got to get on the road. I mean, eventually experience the highway. But I'm saying like new beginners and old people, they should know like you have to be doing at least this to be on this road.
Oh yeah.
Because if you completely wipe it out, It's clusterfuck.
I do think that they have a minimum. I didn't see one, but they, that's just to me now. My brain's different. A lot of people don't look at this. That is a given, but like you said, we've encountered people that are going they in the far left lane going 55. This is the fast lane. We don't get in or get out. Be like, what are we doing? And I feel like if you're old, you need to be retaking your driving test like every, 5 years anyways, once you hit a certain age, because I don't know how many times.
We talked about this.
I think we have. Y'all should be retaking y'all's test anyways.
I feel like that should be a requirement. And remember, I also said like getting tested for like dementia and Alzheimer's, stuff like that. Like if you can, because getting up in age comes with those types of diseases. Some people forget they be behind the wheel, and you catch the early signs of that. I mean, it's better you're off to a better start than 5-6 years later you got real bad case of it, and then you just on the road and forget where the hell you at.
I've told Unique several times, if I ever get to an age where I drive the speed limit, it's time to. No, I don't even take my license. Just kill. Like I don't want to be alive anymore.
I ain't gonna do all that, but yeah.
Listen. Yeah, or just give me a driver. Hire me a driver.
We'll do that.
But I don't think if I'm paying to be on the road, then I should be able to do what the fuck I want on the road. Now, lawmakers won't agree, and there's a lot of. I understand there's some things to do with pollution and things like that, and that excess speed, excess carbon monoxide. But if I have a Tesla, like let me go 180.
Well,
I don't feel
doing you, but I just let you know I will not be in the car with you. I might get there 2 days later, but I will not be in the car with you.
Listen, that meetup in Houston, I'm gonna float that motherfucker to Houston.
I floated my own speed down there.
My thing is, if the car will comfortably ride at that speed, then I feel like that we should be able to do it.
Okay.
I comfortably raced that truck coming back from Norman that day with 3 other passengers at 145, and it was very comfortable to me. And the other passengers, I didn't hear nobody complaining. Okay. And he was very comfortable driving what had to be 160 in that truck because he's on the phone with somebody.
Moving.
Yeah. Like it was nothing. And so I feel like if it can comfortably sit at that speed, then we should be able to do so on toll roads. And that also means making it make I-35 a toll road. Or at least in rural areas where because there are some areas, there's some stretches of I-35 where there ain't dick. And that's one thing they have on the Autobahn where there's stretches of the road where, okay, no, that we are going to enforce the speed limit. You're in a congested area, or this is an area where high accidents happen, or whenever you're going down 35 and you get south of Wynniewood, where you're up in the mountains and shit like that. Okay, I'm with it. Cool. But when it straightens back out before you hit Ardmore, there ain't
nothing there.
There ain't a bird in sight. Let me get my shit off. Okay. Or not. I mean, they're not going to, but if I were into politics, that would be something that I would push very heavily on, is the fact that I think that we should have no speed limits. But, what do I know?
I'm going to just say this. If I am in the car with you, if it was in this world that you want to live in,
keep it below 150?
100 max.
150, all right.
100 max. 100.
150. 150, got you.
No, sir. 100.
Is that in kilometers or miles per hour?
Miles per hour.
You know, we're off subject
The
a
only
little bit,
ones?
but this is how it's gonna float. This is how it's gonna float. We're gonna have fun. We are like one of the only countries that still doesn't use the metric system. Like we're like one of like 2 to 3 countries that doesn't use the metric system. Yeah, these
America.
old people and they're fucking like it's so much simpler to use. I was looking at the map, and it was like we were highlighted, and then there's like 1 or 2 other countries. There's one up there by Great Britain, England, and all that, and then there's another one. I want to say somewhere in Africa. I'd have to find the picture again. I did a lot of reading over the last 2 weeks. It's like 3 of us. It's like, why are we still using this? The whole world.
You know the answer.
I don't like it.
We don't need it. But hey.
Damn. I don't like it. Double homicide. I don't like it.
And the reason why I say 100 is because I thought about us going to Texas. And there was a point where I really hit that and didn't realize I was hitting it until I looked down and I was like, we out here wilding. But that was a flow of traffic down there. So
listen.
We got to Houston just in time. I mean, it all worked out.
We beat the GPS by a little bit, not much.
Yeah.
There have been times I've been coming back from Texas or going to, and I didn't even realize how fast I was going. There was one time I was coming back. Me and somebody were coming back, and me and the Camaro. I thought we was making. I was like, "Dang, man, everybody going real slow." And then I looked down as we were pulling into Ardmore, and I was going 115. I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." That nigga saluted me as he pulled off the exit. I was like, "Hey, yeah."
Like, all right.
I like
this.
Hit
him and be like, you should have pulled over like, when's the next trip, homie? No.
I've had him. I got saluted by whoever that dude was, and there was one day I was coming back from the city here, and man, I don't know who old boy was, but we were skating back to the Chicken Shack, and he honked the horn and gave me the threw the deuces up whenever I exited in the Chicken Shack or where we live, where I live. Damn, I exposed myself. Listen, I'm with it. As long as we don't get pulled over, any one of them little scanner things. That's the thing. I live dangerously. I do all this with no scanner.
God, I hate them things.
They come in handy. You ever been in a car with one?
Mm-mm.
Oh Lord. That was we got to take some of that weekend real fast.
Oh no. Now I had a friend whose friend, they were going to like El Reno or something from here. And she recognized a highway patrol at the time and was trying to see who it was, trying to get like, I guess, who was in the car, because her dad is also with like the police department. And she sped up on him and then slowed down when she realized she didn't know who this cop was. And he eventually like flicked the lights and he was like asking her, where's the scanner at? Where's the scanner at? She's like, I don't have a scanner. Like, I'm just trying to see who you are. And she had to like tell him like, my dad's blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, okay. But like he automatically assumed she had one because I guess before he could clock her, he assumed she had a scanner.
I've seen people literally like take out their dash, like their speedometer and all that, and like cut into the housing and like epoxy or like mount it in there. And if you didn't know that it was there, you wouldn't know what the fuck that was.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy in a BMW forum that I follow that he has it mounted into his dash, and like if you don't know to look for it, you wouldn't know that it was there. It is very oh yeah. He's got a lot of things like that countermeasures.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-mm.
It was extremely
never dealt with one of those.
Oh, they're amazing. They're a little expensive for some of the good ones, but man, when I tell you they come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we got to take some real quick that weekend.
You said scanners, and I said I hate them. I thought you meant like what the police use to clock you or whatever.
No, I don't know what they use. I don't associate with them type of people.
Just know, I don't know how. Do they have like, I don't even know what they're called. Well, anyway, I was coming from Oklahoma City, to my parents' house. And I got right there by the turnpike, right? But like 2 miles back, I guess apparently, or a mile back, he clocked me going like 98. Didn't realize it. But my mom was in the car and she was asleep. So I was just like, I'm tired. Like, I ran her all over town. I'm just ready to get home. And by the time I got to the turnpike, he was over there where Highway Patrol be sitting. And he like threw his arm out, like pull over. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was trying not to wake my mom, but you know the little things on the side of the road. If you fall asleep, you got to run over. Yeah, woke her wide the fuck up.
Damn.
And he was like, you realize how fast you were going? And I was like, no. And he was like, you're going 98. Caught you like a mile back. And I was like,
crazy.
Who was back there? Who was back there?
I don't know about this area, but I know down by Altus, because they have the Air Force Base down there. When they're flying, they can clock you in air and they will pull you over. I don't know what the government has. I don't associate with them. But they have
there was no one there.
They have some means of doing so. And then I've heard rumors. I don't know. I don't really talk to the police when I get pulled over. I just lie until I get out of the situation. That the scanners they have can clock you up to like a mile away. I don't know how true that is or accurate that information is. The person who told me that isn't the most reliable. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Because my thing, well, from my side, I got a warning, so it wasn't too bad or anything. He just told me to slow the fuck down pretty much. But I was keeping up with the flow of traffic. That was the thing, but I was in the slow lane.
Which is why we don't need speed limits.
And like it was me, and then I think it was a minivan next to me. Like that, used people in minivans be driving slow, but apparently they felt like being like my mom.
I stay a minivan. The fuck are you talking about?
Usually people who drive minivans drive slow is what I'm talking about.
What minivan when I see them on
people that I don't mess with are usually slow in minivans. I don't know how many times I've been caught in traffic behind a minivan that I don't know them. They're moving slow.
They must have the kids going
around them. No, it could be just the dad. It could just be the dad. Sometimes foreign. I'm gonna just say that. But I'm just saying.
That nigga ain't got no balls.
In my experience, because my mom's skating hers. I've never been with you in a minivan, but I know for a fact we used to move it all the time to Kansas. Okay.
Mark in the minivan coming from the city on Saturday. Mark wasn't playing because I was going 97 and he had to. Hold on. Mark had to be going like 100 because Mark he moved around me like I was at a standstill.
I'm just telling you my experience. Okay.
That's crazy.
It really
Tell
is.
Kyle to,
I run into more issues with people in minivans than I do with people in Priuses. How about that? Well, anyway, I was blocked in technically. So it was a car in front of me and then the minivan to the left of me. But yeah, I was the one who got stopped. So, life. It is what it is.
DWB.
But I do not remember seeing anybody back there because, when you're coming up towards the turnpike, even a mile or two back, it's kind of at a hill. Like you're kind of before it levels back out. So, I mean, it couldn't be his gun or anything. So then you wonder, like, what the fuck was back there?
Get the ticket and then go to court. You didn't get a ticket, but if you got a ticket, go to court. But when was the last time the guns were calibrated? They don't be doing them shits. I'm not saying that it is or isn't, which, I mean, never mind. That ain't gonna work for us, but it sounds good on paper.
Okay. Well, enough of that. Let's see what we got here. People in their weird kinks.
Oh, God.
Oh, being with people until shit or piss comes into play.
Listen. I was on Reddit.
It's always Reddit, but all right.
It's always Reddit. Reddit's the greatest and worst app in the world. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I ended up on something. It was like an Ask Men subreddit. And, they asked about, some weird kinks that people are into. And, I can just about understand any kink. If you like feet, I get it. I understand it. She's got pretty feet. I've been around some not pretty feet, and I know that I don't like that. So whenever you see nice feet or they're soft or they're well taken care of, I appreciate that and I like that. there's a lot of kinks that I can see where I'm like, okay, it may not be for me, but I could see where someone would enjoy that. I get it. Like armpits. It's gonna sound wild. Hear me out. Like there are some dudes who like, looking at chicks' armpits. Never really understood it. Saw a picture online of some celebrity, John Krasinski, the guy who plays on The Office. Boy, the young guy. His wife, she posted a picture on Instagram, and she was like a cut off in his armpit, and I was like, I get it. I understand it. Anyways.
Not like that. Yeah, but for a pause. That just made me think of, is that why they made girls like really strict with the dress code and we couldn't wear like spaghetti strap shirts?
You brought a conversation. Well, let me call Edwards. I don't know.
I know he was joked around like, ooh, that's a nice shoulder, but they really over here checking out armpits. Like,
it may be. I didn't get it until like I seen it and I was like, dang, I kind of understand where some of these cats is coming from. But like I can get it, even if it's not for me. Like I can get it until you start bringing like, yo, I want to shit on you, or I want to pee on you, and then it's just like, you lost me.
Why?
Listen,
Why?
I was down to advocate for all the kinks, Unique, but you lost me, B. That's where I can't co-sign it. Listen, I don't know if your credit score gonna get you what you want, B, but I can't co-sign that. I can't put my name on that dotted line.
It's like some 2 girls and 1 cup shit, dog.
I don't understand it. But maybe, and this is, me trying to grow as a human being, maybe I'm not meant to understand that. But the shit don't make sense to me.
That's just like
literally
somebody else's mouth.
Oh, hold on. Wait a second now.
Bodily for you, okay. But for me,
I'm talking about for me.
Weak stomach. Don't do that.
Ooh.
Don't do that.
Love that.
Bodily fluids, do not do
Depends
it.
Depends on situation. Like, if with me, let me speak for myself. If I'm in a relationship or like it's someone that like we have a thing going, hey, yeah, what? Why are you on top? Told it back, whatever. But like just somebody that you just met? Oh no. No. That's like hitting. Nah, I can't okay that.
I don't know. I just here it is for me. Spin in the mouth. Because I
kind of like eating ass for me though.
It takes me back to high school and I see like boys dip. It's just seeing the spit in general that just triggers me, and I just can't. I can't. Like I would probably see it coming out the person's mouth and be like, "Oh, hold up, take it back." I'm not built for this.
Suck it back up.
I'm not built for this at all. Yeah, suck it back up. Do something. Quick, fast, in a hurry, because my stomach is turning. No. That's where I'm like triggered.
And I probably get killed for this, but like I wouldn't like it if like she had just and people gonna look at me a little weird, but if she had just swallowed the nut, like I don't know that I'd like for you to spit in my mouth post that, but outside of that, hey, listen, let's go. And I've dealt with women who do enjoy that too. But as soon as it being having their mouth spit in,
no.
But as soon as like if I'm, and you try not to, especially if you're in a relationship or like someone, you try to be open minded with things. But I just feel like if someone was like, "Oh, I want you to golden shower or shit on my chest," I just.
I'm gonna look at you real different. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Get out.
Bitch, the door.
Get out. Get out of my house.
I can see you doing it too with a straight face, just like that.
Oh, I've done it before.
I know you have, but I'm just saying.
It's time for you to go. Get out of my house. And just like you don't like, women being called, get out of my house, dirty bitch. Get out of my house. Can I shit on your chest? Can I shit anywhere other than a toilet? Get out of my house. What the fuck is wrong with you, B?
You just had so much anger behind that.
Fuck out of here.
So calm.
You know what it was?
What?
Whenever you were like, I've seen you do it before. I had a flashback to that night. Get out of my house, woman. You gonna walk me out? No, get out of my fucking house. You've been here before. Get out.
Oh no.
I wish we could call her and get her on. Oh, I wish she'd do it. She wouldn't do it. But what I would kill.
No. Just get out. Get out of my house.
Oh, get out. Yes, please. Get out of my house, you animal. I was all with it, girl. What?
An animal?
Me eating your ass, you eat my ass. I'm with it. I'm with it all. Shit. Pee. No matter how much water you drink, get out. What's on the movie Get Out, whenever he flashed old boy and he freaked out, was like, get the hell out of here. That's me. Get the fuck out of my house, B. There's nothing for us to know. There's nothing for us to discuss after that. I don't care how many Jadakiss verses you know. Get out of my house.
That being said, that includes deleting his number and his whole existence.
We will never speak again, you fucking mutt.
Oh my God.
But I would tell, hey, look, I respect it. It's just not for me. But you got to get out of my crib. You ain't got to go home.
You respecting shit. What you talking about?
Listen, some people is freaks. Some people is freaks. So listen,
they getting respected.
You can go. You ain't even got to go home, ma. You can go wherever you want, but you gonna leave my fucking house.
Hell up out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Peace though, queen. You ain't I ain't putting her with real queens. Peace though, peasant, mutt, fucking hamster. Get out of here. Ugh. I couldn't imagine.
And I feel did they really do that?
Oh, and listen, I'm with a lot of things.
Like babies every night. No, they just did that. Like,
do they shower afterwards, or do they just hit it with a baby wipe? I feel like you need to get that heat in there to open the pores up and get that dirt.
They need to be in there doing a detox in that shower. I want the Aztec healing clay.
What's that shit you see on TikTok where they pour all that shit in there and they put the towels in there and it just strips it of everything?
You talking about the borax and all that? With the
she need to drink borax.
Baking soda.
Dirty ass.
Need a whole body scrub, okay?
Epsom
salt, all of that. That's the soak afterwards.
All right, listen.
Release them.
Some people is into some stuff that it's weird, different. I don't, you come across things on the internet. You come across them where that's what we go. Hey, when we have that special edition podcast, we call. We go ask him about that night he called me at 3 a.m. and he asked me and my old lady at the time. I said there and 3 in the morning. You can call me talking about, hey, do me a favor. What? Get the computer out, huh? I think it's 3 in the morning. What? You ain't got to work tomorrow. Get up. Look the computer up. I was like, all right. Anyway, look up nugget porn.
Nugget porn?
We need to do a live podcast and we go look up nugget porn. Nugget porn is fucking sick. It's
don't even tell me. Don't even tell me what it is. I'll just wait so it'll be like an actual reaction because the only nuggets I know of is chicken nuggets.
Hold on. What he told us it was and what we found were two totally different things. Neither of them are okay, by the way. Neither of them are should be legal. But what we found, them niggas should be in prison.
Nugget.
Like all the jokes aside, they should be in prison. What the intention of what it was, also they should be in prison because I don't know how that works. And you're gonna have to have help. And I don't know that I can help my homeboy do that. I don't know. But it's sick. We're gonna ask him about it because he need to answer for himself. And he heard that shit on a YouTube video of them people playing, they got their homeboys and all that playing video games and shit like that. And they somehow, they be joking around and nugget porn came up. He can call me at 3 a.m. in the morning talking about, hey, wake up. Nigga, I'm in bed with a lady.
Y'all looking at nugget porn.
You'll call 3 a.m. talking about get out of bed, go get the computer for what? Why don't you look at this video up on
this don't sit right with me. The fact that there's something that just tarnishes the name of a nugget. Like
Thank you.
You said nugget porn. I'm thinking of like food porn in general. Like we frying them, what we doing? Everybody know how to fry nuggets, I hope. But this is not that type of nugget. I'm gonna assume by your face.
Oh no, it's a nugget eye. Hey, look. When he tells us what it was, ooh, we gonna have a field day with this.
God, okay. Okay.
Nigga's a demon.
Living on ice covered planets.
All right.
Oceans
So what I'm gonna do?
Break it down.
I don't know that I should screen share. If I should just bring up the article. And you know what? I was not prepared. Considering I made the list, you think I'd be more prepared for this? This is how people should know I'm a sack of shit.
Podcast is built on winging it. Okay.
I don't know if I should screen share. If I should just, you cannot minimize Zoom while you're recording in the meeting. Okay, so then I guess we're just gonna see all my history and all that. Great. This is scary.
No nugget porn.
Hell, I ain't got no fucking nugget porn. Optimize
until we see him.
What's going on here?
A beautiful city.
Can you see me?
Nope, I see your screen though. Oh wait, yeah, I can see you.
Oh, okay.
At the bottom of mine. Can you see me?
Oh.
Yes.
No, I cannot see you.
Okay.
Let's see. Share to your devices, laptop. Yeah, let's get here. All right. I don't know if this is recording me and you are not on the screen. I wish there was a way that I could.
It's still showing recording on my end.
Okay. Okay. So I sent this article to Unique a few weeks ago, and I told her that we should discuss this on the podcast. I thought it was really interesting. Of course, we made a joke out of it. It wasn't a joke to me because I can't swim. So this was really concerning to somebody like me. So this article is on /gear. I can probably link it in the description when I upload the video if you guys care to look into it. You really don't have to, but I'm getting ready to read it to you. But it says, researchers from the Southwest Research Institute have put forward a new theory that says worlds with underground oceans could be more conductive to life than planets like Earth with surface oceans. The researcher says one of the most significant discoveries in the planetary sciences the last quarter decade has been worlds with oceans beneath layers of rock and ice are common in the solar system. If you see the picture here, you show, the ice shell, a lot of ocean, and then a rocky core with hydrothermal circulation. I can't swim, so I'm concerned about this for myself. Worlds of the sort include icy moons like Europa, Titan, Cladius, yeah, I can't read. And distant bodies like Pluto. Researcher S. Alan Stern wrote in his research that the prevalence of the interior water ocean worlds in our solar system suggests they are likely to be prevalent in other solar systems as well. I'm so glad we did this because this is going to lead into such a good conversation. He believes the presence of interior water oceans vastly expands the conditions of planetary ability and biological survival over time. You should have read this shit. It's known that planets like Earth with oceans on their surface have to be within a narrow range of distance from the host star to maintain temperatures required for the liquid oceans on their surface. However, worlds with interior water oceans can be found across a much wider range of distances from their stars. This dramatically increases the number of potentially habitable worlds likely to exist around the galaxy. I read this shit in the car earlier, and I sounded like Obama reading it. Stern also believes that planets like Earth with surface oceans are more subject to threats to life that can develop from asteroids and comets, solar flares, spewing dangerous radiation, and nearby supernova explosions, among others. Interior water ocean worlds would be impervious. That's right. To this sort of threat because oceans are protected by a roof of ice and rock, often several to many tens of kilometers thick. This makes the interior water ocean worlds better suited to provide environmental stability, less likely to suffer threats to the form of their atmosphere, star, or solar system. Look at Jupiter. That's Saturn. What the fuck? Stern also notes that the layers of rock and ice that protect these interior oceans also conceal life from being detected by virtually all astronomical techniques available to scientists today. Stern also believes that the interior water ocean worlds could help crack the so-called Fermi paradox by answering questions about why we do not see obvious evidence of life in the universe. Right. How do I get this back up? Okay, well, I don't want to stop share. There we go. There. Boom. There we are. We're back. I can't swim, and that is my concern. Because I mean, look at what we are doing to Earth. Granted, this is taking a long time, but I'm assuming that if we are able to get to said planets, that I feel like we would possibly, unless we make a change, make the same mistake that we've done here, which will cause global warming, which would then melt the ice. It wouldn't happen in our lifetime, but it would take thousands of 10,000s of probably hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years to melt that, and then
people. To be honest with you, you cut out there for a moment
while I was reading.
Froze. No, a second ago when you were talking, it froze.
Yeah, just told me my internet connection is unstable, even though I'm ran through Ethernet. I can't swim, B. It's a lot of water.
But it's gonna happen in this lifetime, not for us. Not for us.
Oh no, it won't happen.
We'll be done.
I don't know, man. I've been watching a lot of podcasts with astronomers and physicists. Rogan's podcast. I watched 2 of them, and then I watched. I'm in the middle of the most recent Elon Musk one. Are we gonna be on Mars? I think we'll be on Mars soon. I think we will start making regular trips to Mars soon, and not what we would say soon within a few months, but I'm talking within the decade. I'd say, if I'd take a guess, within the decade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Didn't he just some contract? He just got, what was it, Elon or whatever? Hold on, let me look it up. He just did something.
That leads us into some of our other topics about aliens.
Getting out there.
And that could even lead into the this could lead.
I have to find it, but I know Elon just signed a contract on something that's big with NASA and all that, what he's trying to do. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. But that makes me think, because conspiracy theory wise, I saw this TikTok, and it was this girl talking about how certain animals are going extinct and all this other stuff, and we know more. What was it? Oh, that's what it was. So NASA, I guess, was supposed to be more about learning with the ocean, and then it turned up to being we learn more about outer space than we know what's in the ocean. So with all the animals becoming extinct, dying off for certain types, she's wondering with the food chain, the ones that we don't know of are going to start coming to the surface, if our world starts going underneath water, and that's going to be the takeover, and then we just start over. That was her theory or whatever.
See, we don't know what's down there.
I know, we know more about space than we know about the ocean, but she was just saying the creatures that are down there, if we just start killing off the food chain, less and less, they're going to have to come up eventually, and then it just starts to get normal, and then eventually they take over. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I ain't never heard this. Oh no, that's a whole different conversation. Come on, let's do it.
Well, I mean, that's what she was saying. Like, that's the grasp of it. It's only a minute. But I was just thinking about it, and I was just like, dog. Okay. And then you think about like the dinosaurs, you know, how they show like they came from water and they went to land. Like, if those animals that are down there that we don't know about, they come to land, and it's just like a whole nother cycle of whatever. Did you imagine?
I haven't thought about that.
Yeah. It blew me up. It was like, yeah, I have it. It's in my likes or whatever, but it just threw me off. I was like, yo, I never thought about it like this.
All right, so here's the podcast that I've been watching. They're all on Joe Rogan's. I was going to send you the most recent one because it's the way this guy explains it's super good. I started with Commander David Fravor. He is he's in the Air Force. He's a commander of some sort in the Air Force. I don't have all the details, guys. And my brain, once I started hearing the shit, just started going million miles per hour. But he encountered something. We don't know what. He doesn't know what. It looked as though it was a tic tac on the little their little screen in there. They were doing like a little routine, just running from point A to point B. They were just doing some routine stuff, and they were like, "Hey, what is this little tic tac thingy on the screen? What is it?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we ran into it a few times. We don't know." And so, in their screen that they have, it's sitting above the water in the ocean. They're about, I think they said they're 30, 45 miles off of the coast of California, between San Diego and Mexico. Mm-hmm. And so they said it explained it looks like a tic tac. I gotta send you the link to the video. It's fucking crazy. So crazy. And so he goes, they're at, I think, 80,000 feet. And shit, I've done so much reading, like that my memory's piss poor. Anyway, they thought it was something that was in the water because of the way the waves and shit. And they said it was a particularly calm day. So like, you would notice like, hey, what the hell? Something in there. And so he starts coming down, kind of circling around, and as he's coming down, he's descending. And so he gets close to it. I think they were at 80,000 feet when he got close. And then it just disappeared. He said it dropped in a second from 80,000 to like 1,000 feet in like a second. And that's what the refresh time for their radar was. And they were like, whoa, where did that go? The fuck was that? Where did it go? And so they were like, we don't know. Like, it just disappeared. And he's like, are you seeing this? Like, make sure, because it was him. And then somebody else was in another plane that was still hovering above, not hovering, but going around. And the lady in there was like, yo, fuck, it's gone. And so they had a rendezvous point that I think was 30 minutes south. And so they're like, okay, maybe we just, maybe we're seeing things. So they go, and it was there waiting for them when they got there.
Oh no.
And they said it just disappeared when they got there. And that's, I mean, I think they were at I don't know the plane. I'm not big on planes. Like a B-52 or like a B-22, these aren't slow. These are fighter jets. And it should have took them a lot longer to get there. And it was literally there waiting for them and then like gone. So they landed, and then they got video footage, and they were showing, and it was jamming their radars and everything, which is an act of war when flying. If you jam radar, just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But they were like, we don't scientifically, math and the physics, and like it doesn't support what we've seen. And they got video footage. The government put it out. The video's online. I can see the link to it later on. But like,
what is this?
They don't know. And they don't know. Watching another podcast. So from that, I went into the most recent one with George St. Pierre. He's a ex-UFC fighter, but he's a real big alien person. He's a big history buff, and they started talking about it, and they were like, he pointed out something that I hadn't thought of, which is interesting. You saying the thing with the ocean. He's like, we assume that these things are from outer space, and he was like, but They could be from the ocean, and we wouldn't know. And that's why Joe, on the podcast, he went back and he was like, "Hey, look, talking with him, it was hovering above the water, but then it disappeared." And I that wasn't the best recollection of it. I need to definitely I probably should have had this looked up and had it there where I can, give more details. But the shit is crazy. And I was like, crazy. So then from there, he brought up a guy he had a podcast with, and that one named Brian Cox. And Brian Cox is an astrophysicist from England. And sometimes my brain just can't wrap around the shit. He done really well of dumbing it down, I think. But even then, there were some subjects I was like, what? And he was going over black holes and stuff like that. And I'm going to send you the link to that one because that one it's like 2 hours long, but Jesus Christ, it's so good. But I don't know, B. I've always been a big alien person.
We're in a simulation.
And I want aliens to be real so bad. But listening to that Brian Cox, he was saying that he was like, he under his beliefs, that he believes that while they may not be beings like us, he goes, he would take a guess that there's at least 1 to 2 beings or some form of life, I guess is the better term, per galaxy. And he says there's upwards of 2 trillion galaxies that we're aware of. He goes, so in reality, we're a lot more special than we probably treat ourselves. But that's what he thinks. Obviously we don't know, that he's open to the idea and would like for there to be. But I was like, oh, would you imagine there's only 1 or 2 per galaxy, which in reality is a lot. But at the same time, it's like, maybe not. But where I was going, listening to that, they pointed out something is that what if, let's get deep, like Lexington Steel. What if the visits we have, possibly through other beings that are not from Earth, are obviously, if they've gotten here, they can come here and they can dip back out. Obviously, they're significantly more advanced than we are. Obviously, they're way more advanced than we are scientifically, technology-wise. What if they're aware of the fact that we're on borrowed time here on Earth with global warming and all that, and they're coming in to just check on us? All right, hey,
how y'all doing?
What you guys doing? Oh, wow. Okay. So we know that in X time, you're going to have some issues and you guys aren't really where you need to be. And they pointed out something that was very interesting. They're like, what if they just kind of give us a bump in technology? Like, oh, okay, you guys you're headed the right direction. You hadn't made it. So here's a little bit of a hint. They just information out there. Just throw some little technology out there. Whether it's by, it's crazy, abducting somebody and hey, here's some information in this little abduction dream, and that gets you to thinking, maybe. Or we have these people, maybe they've put beings on Earth
already with
that may not be as advanced as them, but you're going to be an anomaly among normal humans. Elon Musk, like, here, we're going to put you in here, and we're going to. I don't know, but what if they do just periodically come and check? Because I don't listening to that Commander David Fravor, he doesn't seem to be a guy who's making shit up. He seems like a pretty straightforward guy. There's been no reports of him saying crazy shit back in the day. I had an incident. I had a single incident. Here's the proof. I don't know, B. But here's the shit. It's not like he's been a crazy person that's been alien crazy his entire life. And even in the podcast that I watched, it wasn't like he's like, look, I don't know what it was. I'm not saying it was alien. I'm not saying it's something from down in the ocean. I don't know what it was. But whatever it was, that defies all laws that we understand as far as physics, because it was doing things that are not possible. It's the same with he had a show on Netflix. He worked at Area 51 or Site 4 or whatever they want to call it. I'll think of his name here in a second. But he was saying, like, yo, some of the things this shit was doing, I don't know, B. Like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But what if they're just here to check on us? Because if they've gotten here, obviously their technology is better. And it may not even be like what we imagine is a UFO, big circular thingy or a big, Star Wars spaceship. Like maybe they are this fucking big.
Oh.
Like, hey, look, you guys are on borrowed time. Y'all need to figure this shit out. So we're gonna give y'all a little bit of a bump, and there's some ideas. Maybe
quality checks for a while. I mean, they've been talking about UFO sightings and stuff like that since like before we were born.
And the other thing that that doesn't make sense.
What?
We only hear about UFO sightings from the United States. Like, I don't ever hear about anything big from another country. Granted, it just may have not gotten to us. But I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, I've never heard about anything from somewhere else. Like, I've never heard about a big, like, something sticking out that's from, like, Russia or in Africa or in Asia. Like, I only hear about things here, in America. Not even from, like, Canada or, like, Mexico or South America. And I started to look into it. I didn't get all the way through it like I wanted to, so I won't speak on it. But it's a lot more common than we get information to us here.
You think there's a reason for that?
I don't know. This shit boggles my mind. I wish I had more information. I don't know. God,
because
honestly,
I feel like if it was between, I guess, technology-wise and just like advancement, it could be between us and like China. Just how smart they are, I guess I should say, and how much shit they make for us, and we buy product from them. You would think it'd go hand in hand, like with the UFO exchanges and seeings and all that. If we want to go there,
but I went into a rabbit hole.
Or they just being like, you know what, we're not going to acknowledge that, like. Yeah,
they could be like black people when we see things and be like, nope.
Anyway, that's none of my business. But
I don't know. But then then that led me into the pyramids. That led me into so many different things because we need to go to Egypt. I know me and you talked about that a couple of years ago, but listening to people talk about it, like you can't grasp.
I'm still trying to figure out how they built them, and we can't do it today.
Let me get to that. Hold on. But they're like, you can't grasp the size of these until you're there in person and seeing them. And you're just like, oh, right. Doesn't make any sense. This is COVID's over. We got to go. I need to see it in person. But getting to that, like, they're structurally perfect, unique. Like, if they were off by an inch, it would have collapsed.
Years ago.
It doesn't make any sense. And watching Joe Rogan's podcast, the greatest podcast in the world. Watching, he had one with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Neil deGrasse Tyson believes that we have never lost intelligence, or we've never lost any technology or knowledge throughout, human history. And so what we know now is the very cusp of what we've known. I wholeheartedly disagree because how? Explain it then. Explain it, Neil. Explain how humans that didn't have any of the technology that we have today were able to move these blocks. And then there's inside of these pyramids shit. I don't know the word for them because I'm catacombs. I don't know what the term that should be used. I've looked into this shit heavy. Explain some of this stuff. And there's Oh, I gotta find it. Next podcast gonna be lit because I'm gonna figure out this stuff. There's some things inside some of those pyramids they found that they're like, doesn't make sense. These, how had nothing shifted? There's been nothing. Didn't make any sense. I don't know how they did it. I gotta find it. They've got some things inside. They found one of them, and they're just like, these things are like 200-300 feet long. These stones, and these are 50, 60, ton. Like, how did they? And they're like pillared in there. I don't know. And then that got me to thinking, like, what if aliens came back then and they did this? But then I don't know. And like some of the engravings into some of the walls, like we look at it and we think they chiseled it into the stone. No, they cut around some of these drawings. It wasn't that they chiseled it into it, they cut around the drawings to where they're not, I don't want to say 3D, but for lack of a better word, it's 3D.
Like it's bumpy.
Yeah.
Instead of smooth.
Like it's not
like into, it's coming out.
Yes.
Why was this not explained in school?
I don't know.
Because I took it they were just chiseled in,
Some of them are. Some of them aren't.
As the hieroglyphics we know.
I just, it's structurally perfect. Like I don't understand. Dog, if they were off
Earth was the first
an inch, a half an inch,
that they discovered, it was like, this ain't gonna work out, and they moved.
The shit just like it would have collapsed. They've been there for thousands of years. It makes no sense whatsoever how they've done this.
What if that's the case? These are the beings we talk about that they came here and then they realized this isn't going to work out.
My head blew up when I read that. When they said
That'd be a possibility.
I hope so.
But yet we're here. And I guess they're trying to lead us through it or tell us we need to move to.
We gotta do something because we're gonna be this planet finite. Everything's finite. But I think we need to change our ways before we start going planet hopping because
oh yeah, most definitely.
And then even shit. Hold on. Even listening to the little like 30 minutes to the Elon podcast I listened to, Nick, we can't even just go to Mars at any given time. It made complete sense once I heard it explained, but I hadn't thought about it. This is because I'm a dumbass. My brain don't work like that. He says you have a 6-month range every 2 years because of how Mars and Earth in rotation around the sun. Well, we have a 6 months range, or a quarter of every 2 years. We have a 6 months where we can fly to Mars and be fine. He goes, now you could, and it takes 6 months to get there from Earth to Mars. It takes 6 months. Because there are places where you could try and do it in like 3 or less time, but the issue is in their ellipse, what would happen if you try to do it in 3 months where you would cut it? If you don't get it like spot on, if you don't get it perfect, you end up in Jupiter's orbit and then game over. System's over. So you've got to do it once every 2 years. There's a time where Earth and Mars are in this range where you can do the calculations. Okay, cool. We'll go, boom. We set off from here to there. Whereas any other time, if you're not on the point, shit's fucked up.
That hurts my head.
Oh, wait till I send you this Brian Cox interview because he gonna say some shit, and I promise you he simplifies it. And just his enthusiasm, like I got really excited watching it. He says some shit, and I was like, I I'm gonna have to rewatch this 3 or 4 times because I don't understand what you just said, sir. And that was simplified. Like, huh? And then the way Elon just is so nonchalant about like things. It's like, no, wait a second. That's not no. Which he doesn't believe in aliens. He doesn't believe that there's anything else out there. I'm just like, what? How? There's 2 trillion galaxies. What do you mean?
It can't be the only thing.
Explain. And then I'm in the part where Rogan's like, okay, well, wait a second. Have you heard of this? No. Well, okay, well, explain it. And I hadn't really got, what he said. Oh, some of this shit. I'm gonna send you. See if I can find that one. The catacombs. There's some stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna send you all the links to everything because I have so many questions. Aliens or life outside of Earth is the only thing that makes sense sometimes. Whenever they start talking about that and the pyramids, I was like, because I was like, what if they're so advanced that they don't need, or maybe we were at one time and we've lost this. Sound crazy. We don't need manual labor. What if they have gotten to a form of advanced knowledge where they can just sounds funny, comics and all that, where they can do shit with their brain, where they can pick this world of water up and they can move things.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And like I said, people look at this fucking nut job. Dog, we can't explain how these things are built. Like maybe you could try to, but then it's so precise. Some of these things are so precise where it's structurally perfect. And if anybody watching this is more well-versed than me, I'm a dumbass. I'm just be watching videos on YouTube. If y'all are more well-versed than me, please DM me. Please find me and let's have a conversation. I'm open to all conversations about anything because I'm open to being wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope someone can explain it to me, but it doesn't make sense. And I need to see it in person. But the thing is, I'm gonna try and do illegal shit. Like I'm gonna try and break in. I'm gonna go to prison in Egypt. I'm gonna want more answers than what they trying to give me, and that ain't gonna be good enough for Darion. And they be like fucking with the tombs and shit. Listen, people, leave that shit alone.
I'm there with you.
We opened up this tomb and we were looking at this mummy. Why?
I'm there with you.
Hey, whenever y'all bury me, leave me alone.
What museum was that we were at? And it had like the mummies and stuff in there?
That was one in Houston.
Yeah, it was cool.
I ain't like that.
Wrong. Like, it kind of bothered me too. I'm just like,
oh yeah. This ain't supposed to be this was supposed to be left where they buried it. Why are you fucking... Listen, when I die, leave me alone. I'm not important, but leave me alone.
Man.
Why are y'all taking things out of where they were intended to be? Quit fucking with stuff. I saw The Mummy Returns. Quit fucking with stuff. I saw X-Men Apocalypse. I know it's a comic, but like, who's to say my brain starts going wild, B. My brain starts going insane when I think about all the possibilities.
I feel like we would, I don't know. To me, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like what the government knows about things that like sightings and stuff like that they've discovered and haven't shared with us, we might be better off if they were to share that with us.
There's a lot of things that like, I'm like, you know what? I think we as society want to know everything. Maybe they're correct. And like, dog, y'all don't want to know. Like, it's better that y'all don't know because we're going to show y'all some shit and y'all going to be like, what? But I mean, surprisingly with the UFO stuff, like they've been pretty open about it. And then what the fuck is his name? The guy that he did a podcast with Rogan and then he had a little bit of show on Netflix about him. Like, they ain't like, yo, you can't talk about that. They're pretty chill, I mean, for the most part about things as far as that. Because I feel like in that situation, I feel like they're just as lost about it as we are. I feel like they know about as much as my neighbors. I could be fucking wrong. Because like he claimed that I can't think of the guy's name. I'll think of it and it'll come to me, or I'll post it in the comments or something like that. He said they had a device. Let me not say a spaceship, whatever it was. They had shot it down apparently, and they had it, and they were trying to get them to figure out how to get it to work. My thing is, dog, if they hear, I feel like what we have to shoot things down isn't just working on that. That's the only thing when I was watching that podcast where I was like, okay, listen, I hear everything you're saying, and I believe you because you again have no reason to lie about it. He's been talking about this since the 80s. So, and the stories pretty much stay the same since the 80s. It's not like he's making shit up and changing it. Like, it's been pretty spot on to what he's been saying. How'd y'all shoot it down? With what? What do you have that the general public does not know that y'all shot down a unidentified flying object down and y'all have it without damaging it? Because I feel like that technology has to be, because they said they had some devices in there where there's no propulsion, there's no engine, there's nothing there. It doesn't use fuels to fly. Like it, he explains it a lot better than I did because he's a physicist and he understands it. So then if they have that technology and they've gone inside of it and like it's smooth, like something has to change for it to be able to fly. Y'all shot it down? Oh, did you? You shot it down? With what? What do you have that we don't know about that you shot that has that technology where it doesn't need a internal combustion or some type of propulsion in order to fly? How did you do it? And that's where.
So is this like one thing?
They had
like many things where there's been like.
Well, he said the what is this guy's name? So drive me nuts. Hold on.
What I'm asking is, do they have more than something of this? I don't even know what the fuck to call it. More of these like in custody. How about that? Like they're trying to discover how they work. Is it just this one thing or is it like multiple things?
Bob Lazar. That's what his name was. Bob Lazar. Bob claims that the way they had it set up, they had two scientists and he was in a bay. He says he believes they had one day he went in there and like they had all the garage doors from all the bays open. And he said they had 3 or 4 of them, I think is what it was. But like you were to work on this one. Don't fucking worry about what they got over there. Like, this, worry about this. Mind your fucking business. Don't worry about what we got over there. And they said he said he worked there for a couple of years and they only had that one bay open there.
So let me ask you this. What if this is part of their quality check? Meaning
well,
like they're giving us stuff slowly but surely and they're waiting for the right people to come along to decode it or know how to operate it. You know, like people out here like Elon trying to get to Mars and stuff. Like they're just waiting, or they have somebody on the way.
Oh, like they gave us like a gift of like, here, take this. Since y'all think y'all are so smart.
Borrowed time. And then they got people in play or themselves coming into like human bodies. I don't know, however you want to look at it.
I ain't thought about that. Oh, shit.
They're just dropping jewels here and there.
So smart. Why have we not? We talked about this? I gotta quit keeping this shit inside. This is what the podcast is for, so we can. Oh, I don't know. I didn't think about it like that because that is one thing that the entire time I was watching it, and I watched a show on Netflix where I was like, "Dog, how did you get it down? How did you shoot it down? Y'all aren't answering that one." And Joe didn't ever ask him, and I was like, "Nope. How? Explain it to me." Because if they can do that, if the technology that you're saying is there, you shouldn't have been able to catch it. And then hearing Dr. David Favors 80,000 feet to 1,000 in less than a second. And that's just as quickly as they could, as the refresh rate on that radar. It could have been less than that. How'd you catch it? Explain it to me then, bitch. Because you ain't making no sense to me. I'm about to blow your fucking phone up with stuff. Because maybe you can make more sense of it than I can, but it doesn't make a lick of sense to Darion.
As you're telling me this, I'm like, what if this is just like part of their plan to like help us elevate?
I hadn't thought of it like that.
I mean, they're obviously more advanced than us, but we can't catch them. But at least they can help us like get caught up maybe to be better.
And that's just one thought.
Ourselves.
They may be where we're at, where they're not smart enough to get outside, to get from point A to point B fast enough. But my thing is, if they've gotten here, they have to be technologically more advanced than we are. Like night and day.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
I mean, obviously, since we can't physically get them, they don't want to be caught. I'm going to say they don't want to be caught, but yet they're leaving us these things to like.
I feel like they just toying with us a little bit.
Let's work on this here. Let's figure something out. Like somebody knows what to do eventually. Somebody's going to get to that point like, oh, okay, this is how you work this. And then maybe, just maybe.
Well, that Lazar said they had I'm going to call it a cube from inside the space vehicle. We'll call it a vehicle. And it had its own gravity field. And they couldn't figure out how. But they were like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Doesn't make any sense.
I can just imagine them all sitting there like, yo, what's going on?
Now we doing math, and this, according to the laws of physics, doesn't make sense. But then this is kind of off subject a little bit, way off subject actually, but leaving the aliens. Watching that podcast with Brian Cox at the end, shit blew my mind. If I were me and you were in space and I flew a little too close to a black hole, you wouldn't see me falling in, like in the traditional sense where you think of like if I fall, like you'd watch me. You don't fall in. What happens is as you get further into it, time slows down because in black holes, time and space distorts. So all you would see is me slowly, if you were to observe, and apparently you can from what he was explaining, farther enough out where like you didn't get caught into it, but I did. You wouldn't see me fall in. What would happen is I would slow down to a point where I would freeze, and then I would disappear. Like I would fade out of existence. Like you don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand what you're saying.
You don't fall into it. I'll send you the link. That's as easy as explaining it. He was like, oh, he goes, well, space and time distorts when you get into black holes. He goes, and so you don't fall. You just slow down to a point where you freeze, and then you'll.
So now I need the answer on the other side. I need the answer to the other side. Like, what happened to you then? We need more discovery on black holes.
I don't know.
Because that bothers me.
I want to say,
just disappear like out of my sight. Are you still in one piece when you get to the other side? And you just go back to normal speed.
When you watch movies and everything, you just stretch out. You see it stretch out. But he said that's not what happens. Like you don't get sucked into it in the traditional sense that you would think. I don't know. I want to say we man-made a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to say it was Cambridge. I'd have to look. I thought I sent you the link. It was several years ago, but I want to say we had made a black hole in a lab, and I was like, "You did what? Come again? You did what? Why? Why are you doing this? That doesn't sound like it's a good idea, guys." I don't know. I'll look into it. I don't know. I don't know that they know what happens at the other end. If there even is, if there's another end, I don't know. It makes sense, right? Like a hole has to end at some point. There has to be another side. But
because that bothers me. Like if I were to see that happening in front of me, like you slowed down, but I know the person like looking at you probably wouldn't like click like what's going on. You're probably like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And then you just disappear. Like that would kind of mess with you mentally. Like what just happened? Where'd you go?
I want to say, and I need to rewatch that part of it, but I want to say you start like glowing red and then
like the person disappearing or the person
just,
okay.
Like it freezes and then
poosh.
I don't know if it's a instant thing or how that works out, but that shit. Ryan Cox. He said so much. This is what I downloaded it to my phone. I downloaded the whole video. It's like 2 hours long, but I was like, I just need to rewatch this. I need to go over this again because my brain didn't grasp everything on that.
I'm gonna have to see this.
Oh, I'm sending the link. I'm sending you everything. Because I don't know, B. I don't fucking know. I wish I did so that I could gain an understanding of what was said, but I don't know.
That blows my mind. I have so many questions now. Like for the other person's point of view, and then the person experiences it. Like, do they feel any different?
The person, I feel like once you get into it, I would like to think that it would be fairly instantaneous. But I don't know. I don't think that they know.
Yeah.
He started getting into some shit, but I was just like, all right. Like I said, I'm just gonna have to rewatch it because I don't get it. I don't understand it.
That blows me.
Oh yeah. Oh, I had questions every time I watch one of these podcasts. I have questions for days about. Oh, wait a second. All right, now you answered a lot of questions, but there are a few that I need a little more answers to. Sir, can you answer some more for me? Because I would like to speak with one of y'all privately.
They need to do a live Q&A. That's what they need to do. A live Q&A for you. So you can call in and do whatever. Or even in the chat, do something.
You can't let me come there because I'm going to take up all the stage time. Because I'm just going to keep up. I'm going to keep coming with more questions. Nope. I got questions. I have a lot more than what I have more questions than you guys have time. Promise you. Because every time you answer a question, it's going to get me. Oh, wait. Now that you said that, next podcast, we got to get into artificial intelligence. Because I think that's going to be our demise. But that's a different conversation. Because some of these people, some of these Elon Musk type people are very concerned about artificial intelligence. And that concerned me because you know more than I do. Why are you concerned? Oh, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Oh, my brain hurts. What do you mean I just stop? What do you mean I freeze and I disappear? Like time slows down? Like
how does that work?
He explained black holes, and I know he was putting in layman's terms, and I was like, I'm gonna have to rewatch this again because I don't get it. And he was saying that they have in a science lab gotten extremely close to replicating what a few seconds after the Big Bang was like in a lab where they've got electrons and protons. They've got them spinning so fast and they've got them hitting each other. And there's like little bitty small versions of what the big thing was.
Mm.
What? Huh?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I do not know. We might have some conversations.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't. On another note, I have not listened again. Surprise, to any music. And I really don't know too much stuff that's dropped. I have on my little app or website that I use to stream music. I got a lot of stuff there. I ain't listened to any of it. I ain't downloaded any music. Big Crit has a single out. Redman has a song out. Loaded Lux, battle rapper, Method Man, and Redman all have a song out. Method Man committed a murder. If you're really into that lyrical miracle stuff, Conway the Machine from Griselda dropped an album. I have a feeling it's fire. Other than that, guys, I ain't listening to music. I got in the alien rabbit hole and the science rabbit hole, and I ain't came out yet. I couldn't tell you anything that's been happening. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in society.
It's okay.
This is
because obviously this is gonna need to be a part 2. This is what needs to be.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that's kind of good about like there being a bi-weekly is that like that gives me 2 weeks to like really dig into some shit. But the thing is, I start taking in so much information that like I lose stuff.
I feel like you need to do like a little notepad or do something in your notes as you're like doing it.
Oh God,
because I know you probably be at work. You be at work reading some of this stuff.
Well, I was listening to the Brian Cox podcast today at work and listened to it, and I was like, I can't give this the attention that it deserves. Like this deserves my wholehearted attention where I can just sit and listen, but I can't do it at work.
Yeah, just do it at home.
The thing is, if I sit at home and I do it, I'm gonna start trying to Google shit in the middle of it, and I won't pause it, and then like I'll miss 30 minutes and be like, wait a second, hold on, what are y'all talking about? What did I miss? Wait a second. I was trying to look into element 115. Like I don't. What is this? Wait a second, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's another thing. Element 115. I'm about to see you so much shit.
Okay.
This is a good podcast.
Yes, it was.
Oh man, I'm gonna try and set up. My ass hurt. I gotta get a chair or something. My fucking ass hurts.
You have a computer chair? Or you just sitting in a regular chair?
Yeah, I'm sitting on a stool that they have in shops.
Oh, yeah, you need a computer chair.
I do. I need to do something. I got one of these.
Oh, that chair, yeah. We ain't got no back support, nothing.
I need to
or a gamer chair. How about that?
That's what I need. I need one of those. But I'm gonna try and get a day set up with Stevie J and do like a little special edition. I'm gonna see if I can get them just for like 30 minutes, like an hour on Friday, Saturday night, like 30 minutes to an hour. Call in and we have fun.
Okay.
this alien stuff. Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm in. They need a test dummy to go to space to see some things. Holla at your boy. I ain't got kids yet. I ain't got nothing to lose. Let's do it.
Well, I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, the other thing I'm not really too worried about. I don't care. The alien conversation went on, which is what I was hoping. I was hoping that would just go into like shit, and it did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Worked out smoothly.
Really well. But
what?
I'm reading this Snapchat that I got. I'm not typing to you if it said I am. I'm not. I'm excited. Yeah. Oh shit! I gotta get a list of all these podcasts together and some of this stuff. But man, it's That shit gets me excited. That shit gets me so excited. Good God. Just the idea of it all. What if there has to be other stuff out there, right? It only makes sense.
I wholeheartedly believe there is. I mean,
It
I
only.
don't know. I just feel like it'd be boring if it is just us. I feel like me just being optimistic that there is. We can't be the only
It
ones.
can't be it, because then
But
I
all these
think
galaxies,
that, like,
come on, man. Really? All these galaxies and we the only ones?
if we are the only life form in this galaxy, in our Milky Way, then we're extremely special as a race or as a being anyway. But I can't imagine that in out of 2 trillion galaxies,
We're the only ones.
and that's what we know of, we're the only thing. But then that's the other thing that he said. He didn't say what my brain went to, but then my brain went to it. Like sometimes we can get light from like 11 million light years. So it took 11 million years to get here, right? Like, what if we, through a telescope, find a planet that may have life on it, but it's something that has died off, and what we're seeing and what we're getting is an old civilization? Or what if we get something from another planet, but by the time we resources and are able to get there or even get in communication, that it's long and gone?
That's a lot on my chest.
Because that Brian Cox guy was saying that, like, obviously if you were to able to fold space and time over in half, you could get from point A to point B faster. Or, obviously the idea would be a wormhole. But the way he explained it is dropping in something into a wormhole, hoping that you can get out of the other end, actually causes it causes disruption, and you'll probably die. So, like whenever we were watching King Kong, it sounds cool on paper, right? But he was saying the math and all, by laws of physics and everything, that in reality, you trying to send something through would just disrupt it and would most likely destroy not only whatever you sent through, but the wormhole itself.
Sir.
I know. It's a lot. I know.
Okay.
Let me find. I'm gonna find the rest of these podcasts. I should probably sign off the podcast. Shit. This is just part 1 of what will probably be a 2-series podcast about aliens and space and time. Thank you guys for watching. I know this went on to a ramble. This probably be one of our it's probably be our longest podcast, but I feel like it was necessary. I feel like that how it just all of a sudden went off and just flowed. I feel like that's a good. I could be wrong though. Thank you for watching another episode. If you like what you've seen, subscribe, like, comment. If I don't like what you comment, I'll delete it. On the video, follow us on our socials. I have all social medias. Don't friend me on Facebook. I'm not going to accept it. But Instagram, Twitter, all of that. Follow us. You only have Twitter. You don't have any social media. I bet that's so nice. Oh, I bet that's so nice to not have any social media except for one. How do you do it? I don't know how you do it. Follow us on there or don't. Peace.